Hello, I'm Veer Das and I'm with Esquire India. So it's a show about silence and about what it means to have a voice and how that contrasts with the voice in your head. This special is shot in a stadium in Mumbai and a church in London and then the Comedy Cellar in New York, which is the best club in the world. If you think about the one thing that all those crowds have in common is they all look different, but they sound the same. Laughter is the same sound. If you think about why people watch stand-up, I think in today's world, and maybe as opposed to when I started stand-up, they're no longer watching the comedian, they're listening to the audience. I think the audience has the power now. And so it's a show that says when we project laughter at full volume, that's a show of strength. And the comedian used to show the strength, and now the audience shows the strength. So I think the world has changed in that sense. So I think the audience projecting joy is what happiness is. No, I put it all out there, right? And you get to see what's different, you know? So, but sometimes there's a setup in the special and there's a separate punchline for London, separate punchline for New York, separate punchline for India. And it's nice for you to get to see what the separate punchline is. And it's also nice to say, hey man, I can write for all three. And I can write 3 separate punchlines for 3 different countries. So we try to do that with this special. I think Mumbai ties with Bengaluru for the best comedy crowd in India. Delhi is the loudest comedy crowd in India, but they may not be the best comedy crowd in India. It changes. Like if you go to Pune, for instance, Pune is very young. So Pune, you'll hear the crowd go like, oh, like, bro didn't hesitate, you know, whatever. So it's very like that kind of, you know, so many languages, bro chose to speak facts, kind of a audience. But Mumbai and Bengaluru, well, there's a line in this which says, a lot of comments are like, just make me laugh, bro, don't make me think. And I think you should get someone to tickle you then, because that's the way to laugh without thinking.
Fair.
But in my show, you might have to think a little bit. It's informed by my own moral compass, right? And to be clear, like, the crowd will let me know. I'm certainly not, I'm very fallible. The crowd many times has let me know this is an unevolved joke and then you go back and rewrite, etc., etc. But I won't know the line, where the line is, unless you let me walk up to it, because you, the crowd, keep shifting the line. You know, there are jokes that I would do 12 years ago that I would cringe at today. But the line was different 12 years ago. And then the crowd grew and we grew and it moved the line. With my moral compass today, I wouldn't make fun of like a sick child. I'd never do that. You know what I mean? And I think we can all agree on that. But, you know, apart from that, I'll try the joke about lofty things and you let me know how you feel. I don't think so. I think the audience has a voice. I think comedians also have to get used to the fact that the audience has a voice that is as loud as theirs. Earlier it was, hey, here are my jokes, next city, goodbye. You know, I don't think the comedian or the audience gets to complain about people being offended anymore. So a comedian doesn't get to go, oh my God, people are so offended. But I don't think the audience also gets to go, oh, I'm so offended. It's all kind of passé. We can go, I'm offended, and that's okay. I think for me specifically, humor is, you know, very relatable humor comes from really being from somewhere. So engineering jokes come from having gone to IIT. A joke about Patna comes from having lived in Patna and speaks to this thing. For me, one way or the other, I've had this very strange global upbringing, right? I grew up in Africa, then I was moved to India, then I was moved to America and all of that stuff. So I'm not really from anywhere. And so my comedy has to be that, you know, so it has to be the outsider perspective on everything. But I'm from the stage. Like, I've done my 10,000 hours. You put me under hot lights in a creaky stage, I'm home. Like, that's where I'm from.
You know, from Delhi Belly to Emmys to Call Me Bae, how do you juggle the applause and
I love how that's the arc. Delhi Belly to Emmys to Call Me Bae. I deal with it badly and with anxiety, and then that anxiety turns into jokes. And the jokes turn into laughter, and the laughter turns into a tour, and the tour turns into cash. And that's that's the arc. It's a tough room. It's a very tough room, very large room, very white room. And they are not accustomed to a brown man going on stage and saying the things that I said. So I knew from joke one, if joke one lands, I'm going to be all right. And if joke one doesn't land, this is going to go terribly. And joke one was, if you don't understand my accent, just call your boss. Kind of saw them go, all right, I guess it's a different kind of evening today. But it was more stressful than winning an Emmy. It was more stressful than being nominated for one, and it was important not to mess that up. I'd rather eat vada pav than do either one. They're both anxiety-ridden experiences. The Emmys, if you winning an Emmy, you don't remember at all. You're seated at the Netflix table, and then some guy puts a camera here and for 40 seconds, and then you're just like, I'm smiling too much, please go away. And then somebody says your name, and somehow you have found yourself on stage. Then many things come out of your mouth, and then I remember the Netflix India girl called Neha was backstage, and I got out and I was like, did I thank my wife? Did I thank Netflix? Who did I thank? Did I thank my management? She's like, I don't know, you just won an Emmy. Like, she was also just, because none of us were expecting it for me that evening. And then you go to some press junket and it's all gone in a flash. You don't remember anything. I mean, if I'm going to stand in that long line and buy that ticket and come all that way, Carnegie Hall is around the corner from you, but it's across the world for me. So if I'm doing that, I'm bringing some India with me. And like, I'm bringing some India from today with me. I feel like there is like a modern, audacious, flawed, messed up Indian who doesn't really get represented very well in the West. We're always this model minority who has their shit together, man, like, and we're not. And so I'd like to see that India more. Both, but why they separate things? There is joy in loneliness, I think. But my book is for losers. It really is. Like myself, it's in every party there's the life of the party, and that guy usually writes a memoir. And then there's the guy in the corner going, oh my God, I'm at the party. How did I get in here? Am I wearing the right thing? Should I talk to people? Will they talk back? What's the right thing to say? I don't know. That dude's an idiot. Oh my God, I'm at the party. And that dude never writes a memoir. So the book is a collection of losses. It's not a chronicle of wins. It's chapters of cluelessness that hopefully people relate to. I watched Timothy Chalamet in that biopic, and there's a 3-minute scene where he plays Carnegie Hall. And I had to sit back and I'm like, my God, that looks amazing. And my wife is like, you played that room, right? And I was like, yeah, but it looks amazing. That feeling is my book. Oh, no, I'm kidding. I have co-directed a movie. I haven't done a Hindi movie in 9 years, so I'm gonna star in one soon. We'll see how that goes. I have a book. I have a massive live tour that'll go on sale soon. And I have this Netflix special. I'll tell you a cool story. Very little career, and things were not going well about 3 years ago. And I had this one Netflix special. And there was talk of maybe doing it, maybe not doing it. And there's a lady here at Netflix called Tanya. And I called up Tanya. And I was like, Tanya, I've got one project, and it's this one. Now, come on, let's you and me go win an Emmy together. And it was, I'd never say that out loud. Anyone. It was pure bluster and desperation. Because I was afraid Netflix was going to cancel the special. And I think I was like, either I'll go to these people, or like you and me go and win an Emmy together. Come on, let's go. And she backed me. But it was the stupidest phone call ever. And then like a year and a half later, I was on the phone with Tanya and I'm like, oh my God, we won an Emmy. So it's like that. So it's, I think, what your generation calls manifestation. I think.